Hi guys, so I just got to my modest hotel room here in Taiwan. We are all the way on at the north. We're all the way at the north, in the north, in the north of Taiwan. So we're in this place. I think the district is called Wanli. I'm not sure what the district's called, but I saw a lot of signs that say Wanli. So I think we're somewhere north of Taiwan, and I thought it'd be fun to kind of start this video with I read this comment about this guy. He's a long drive pro. I'm sure most of you guys would know if I say his name, but I mean, I don't know him and I don't want to include him in this video, so I'm just not going to say his name. But he's a long drive pro and he posts some content on Instagram, and a lot of people were like, I call fake, because if you hit it that far and if you post the content that you post and you play the way that you post on your if you play the way that you play when you post stuff, there's no way you shouldn't be on tour. And I thought it'd be kind of fun to make a little list of things that you guys probably never thought about, and it's something that I think is actually quite funny as well, because I think there's a lot more that goes past like being able to be a pro. Also, a side note, I'm not saying that this guy that I saw this comment on is not going to turn pro, or like I don't know him, like I said. So I just was using that as an example because that was kind of what sparked this thought in my brain. But yeah, another great example is like Lexi. A lot of you guys are like, why is she quitting? Like, she's so good, she's so young, she hasn't even again, I don't know Lexi, but like this is just some observations that I have. But a lot of people have made the observation that like she just doesn't look very happy playing golf anymore. And I think that's part of it. And another part of it, which I'm not really going to dive into today as well, is also, let's not forget that she is a girl. And a lot of you guys might not relate to this, but there are different things that girls think about, especially when somebody like Lexi was playing golf for so long and has already been a professional golfer for so long, she might just have different priorities. But anyway, back to the video. So, list number one. I think a lot of people don't realize to be a pro. I mean, okay, also, this is just my point of view from playing on many tours, meeting a lot of people around the world. Um, Here are just a list of things that I find that a lot of professional golfers are. So, kind of like a trait that a lot of professional golfers have. Number one, a lot of us are introverted. And yeah, you guys might be thinking like, Jen, you put yourself all over the internet, like how are you introverted? I'm actually quite an introverted person. I'm not the kind of person that goes up to people and talk to people very much. I think a lot of it too is because I did obviously grow up in Malaysia, and the education system and things like that just doesn't make you a very extroverted person. And so I actually think I got a lot more extroverted after going to the States, and of course after like doing things such as filming content. That's actually helped me step out a little bit more. But I am actually a very introverted person, and I think that's one of the things that a lot of people don't realize. A lot of people don't actually like the life of being a professional golfer, because if you are extroverted, it's very hard because you spend a lot of time alone. So I think that's one of the things, is not only being introverted, but you need to like your own company, which sounds weird, but a lot of people don't like to be by themselves, and I think you're gonna find it very difficult to play professional golf if you can't spend time by yourself, because a lot of time you're gonna spend time by yourself. And even when I travel, for instance, this week I'm traveling with a friend. In Taiwan, I normally travel with a friend, but most of the times it's like we go to the golf course. I mean, typical day is you wake up, you eat breakfast, you go to the golf course, you play around, you maybe practice a bit if there are practice facilities, and then you go home. And most of the time you're so tired, and also you most likely don't want to talk about golf. So you most likely are just gonna sit in your bed and watch shows, or I mean, we do talk, but like a lot of times you're just sitting in the same room but not actually talking to people because honestly you get so tired. It's it's draining that like by the time you go back to the hotel room you just want to like rest. So yeah, you do a lot of things alone and you need to like your own company. That sounds weird, like I said, but it's true, because I have always been a person growing up that has always done things alone. And like, I mean, this is good and bad, and I'm not saying that everybody is like that. There are of course a lot of extroverted people who are professional golfers as well, but I find that golf in itself is such a lonely game that like if you don't like your own company, most likely you're not gonna you're not gonna like the life of a professional golfer because you're gonna be alone and by yourself a lot of times. So yeah, that's the other thing. And I think one of the things that leads to as well is a lot of people find like, oh, like they meet people and they're just like so awkward and things like that. And a lot of times it's probably because they're introverted and they don't really like talking to people like strangers and things like that. But of course, it's part of our profession, so we get used to talking to people and we get better at it. But yeah, it's something that I think a lot of people don't realize. Another thing is that a lot of people who play professional golf need to be able to travel well, and this means being able to sleep in many different conditions, many different. I mean, this week we have two pillows, which is nice. Some weeks you get one pillow, some weeks the pillow sucks. Some weeks you get a terrible bed, some weeks you get a great bed. It just really, you have to be quite a lenient person when it comes to that. Of course, you can be quite anal about it and be all like, oh, I want to travel my own pillow out, but that's like all luxuries, and a lot of people don't get that luxury. So, yeah, that's something that I think a lot of people need to know as well. You need to be able to travel well because if you don't travel well as well, it's going to be just very, very difficult to play professional golf because you are most likely going to be traveling more often than not. So if you're not good at sleeping in hotel rooms, if you're not good at flying, sleeping on flights, or like knowing how to plan your sleep around your flights and around your travel, it's going to be so difficult to be able to play professional golf because I also find that a lot of my friends are the kind of people that don't really get jet lagged. I think also it's a little bit of like adrenaline and things like that because I don't get jet lag going to tournaments, but I get jet lag going home. So it could be the direction that I'm flying as well. I know some people say like when you fly certain directions, it makes it easier than others, but I don't know. But either way, I think it's a bit of adrenaline as well. Like I fly to Europe and I literally fly and then play my practice round the next day. So it's not that I like give myself a lot of time to recover from jet lag. So if you're somebody that can't handle traveling and jet lag and things like that, it's going to be so difficult for you to travel because I don't know, maybe you would have to like travel a week in advance to tournament locations, which would be like, I mean, it would cost a lot of money and like, I don't know. I guess again, like I said, similar about the bed situation, it would be a privilege to be able to do that. And like a lot of people don't have this privileges, especially when you're first starting out your professional career. So yeah. Also another thing is that not only being expert travelers, meaning being able to sleep and travel well, but also being able to adapt to different cultures and food and things like that. Because I find that a lot of people that play professional golf are, first of all, not very picky unless it's like some kind of dietary restriction. Most of them are pretty good at eating food because you're going to travel to a lot of places and you're not going to be, if you're very picky about your food, it's going to be difficult for you to survive, to be honest. And I find that a lot of my friends who just did not like playing professional golf either was not able to adapt to traveling, not able to adapt to food and things like that because and also who are extroverted people because then they find it just too lonely and they get very like I don't want to use this word lightly but like depressed because it's like they're always alone and they want the company of people but they don't have the company of people. And even if you like travel with your caddy, you're already like with him on the golf course maybe 6 7 hours a day including like warm up, warm down, everything, so you're not going to want to go back and like him or her, like for instance if it's a her and you're rooming with her, you're not going to go back and talk more about golf. So it is, like I said, you just need to be able to be alone and enjoy your own company and just be the kind of person that is able to be alone, I think. I mean, this is just my observations. Like I said, I think there are a lot of people who are not like that as well, who obviously can play professional golf. But I think that this is some of the things that I've noticed in a lot of professional golfers. And you might agree or might disagree, but yeah, it's just some things that I think a lot of professional golfers are that people might not realize. And then when you meet people who are professional golfers for the first time, you're like thinking like, why are these people so awkward? Like, why can't they talk to people? Why are they like so like such loners, such like that kind of thing. But I think that's just like also part of the reason why we're able to pursue a career in professional golf because I mean, I would say most athletes are the same, but I obviously that does not apply to like team sports because people who like team sports most likely like being in the company of others. Like I've always hated team sports growing up. Like I hate relying on other people if I make a mistake, I want to be the one accountable for my mistake. I don't want other people to be like, I don't want to blame other people, but at the same time, it's like if you're in a team sport, that's what happens. Like, even though you're not supposed to blame your teammate, but you know what I mean. Like, for instance, if you're in a four by 100-meter race and there's three other people running, so if you lose, it's not just you; it's like three other people as well. Do you know what I mean? Whereas golf is like, yeah, it's you, it's you. It's you're the only person to blame. Of course, you can blame your caddy, whatever. But you guys get the gist of what I'm saying. But yeah, I don't know, just some fun observations that I've had about the character and the personality traits of people that I meet on tour. What do you guys think? Do you guys agree, disagree? I'm sure you guys have all met some professional golfers before. Maybe you've not had the opportunity to like travel and live with them, but that's some of the things that I have observed, and also a lot of it is what I am because even though I seem very extroverted from doing all my social media stuff, I'm actually a very introverted person and I love my own company. I'm the kind of person that would like literally cancel plans to stay in bed. Sorry, friends. But yeah, anyway, just a fun little video because I was thinking, just randomly came up to my head while I was traveling, and I thought might be something fun to post and just have you guys' well, maybe something that like is a little bit eye opening to you guys, but also like just a little sharing process. Yeah. Well, I hope you guys have a great week ahead wherever you are. I hope you guys get to play a ton of golf, and I hope you guys wish me luck this week. See you guys in the next one.